All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to talk about my favorite topic in the world. We're going to talk about management, fighters, strategy, upcoming fights, contracts, etc. Boom. Now in this case, we're going to talk about Kamaru Usman. We're going to talk about Ali Abdelaziz, okay? Because I am very impressed with his performance, both Kamaru Usman and Ali in the last, this short period. I mean, obviously there's a lot to respect previous, but just right now, I'm looking at what Ali just did, and I was like, wow, dude. Brilliant, okay? Brilliant. Now, here is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So first of all, lay the, just a level set. Obviously, there are a lot of these managers that I talk to now, and you have to assess how good of a job a manager's doing based on the situation that they are in, right? Like if you're a guy like Markel Martin, as an example, Francis Ngannou's manager, who Dana gave shit to publicly. And do you want to know why that is? It's because Francis is in one of the most advantageous negotiating positions of any champion fighter in a long time, right? So Markel obviously did an exceptional job there, okay? Then you've got Ali Abdelaziz, which is a very different situation because he manages so many guys. And so you're like, okay, when you think about collective bargaining, right? Now, if you think about how that could play, where Ali is if he made an adversary of the UFC, that's one way to play it, right? That's one way he could play it, where he makes an adversary of the UFC and he grinds him on every single contract, or he can essentially be an ally to the UFC, get favorable terms for his fighters, and then also drive the ship where it's going to be both advantageous to him and the UFC. And I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So first of all, level set this, right? Look at the fights that Kamaru Usman has gotten since he became the champion, right? Like seriously, think about the lineup of fights that Kamaru Usman has gotten as the champion, okay? Because straight up, out of any champion that I can think of, he has done the best job of hand-picking the biggest fights that we're going to do the most pay-per-views. And obviously Ali has a huge hand in that, right? Like he's got Masvidal twice, Colby, right? Gilbert Burns was kind of, that one, and then now he's doing Colby again, right? Where there are other fights out there for him. And he's gotten 4 money fights, right? Keep this in mind too, as we talk about the next part of this, which is this, okay? So the fight that they don't want, right, is Leon Edwards, because it's not going to sell any pay-per-views and they know it, right? So right now, the UFC is having a really hard time getting people on the New York City card, right? For multiple reasons. People don't want to take the shot, they don't want to pay New York taxes, etc., right? So Ali goes out and says, we're not interested in Leon Edwards unless he takes a fight with Gamebred on the New York card. If he fights Gamebred on the New York card, we'll give him the next title shot, right? So he's helping the UFC trying to put a big fight on the New York City card. And what does he get in return, right? He said it right afterwards. This is the deal that he made, right? I would imagine, because what did he say right afterwards? But if Nick Diaz wins his comeback fight, everybody's getting in line behind him. If Nick Diaz beats Robbie Lawler, then he's going to get the next title shot at Kamaru Usman, okay? Think about that, okay? Actually think about that. That would be the hugest jump the line of anything I've ever seen, and the UFC will do it for him. And I am not going to be convinced that that's disconnected from Ali doing whatever he can to try to staff the New York fight for Dana and the UFC. That is collective bargaining. That is literally like, here's the leverage I wield. What do you guys need? Let me try to drive things that direction. And in exchange, you give me Nick Diaz for my fighter that's going to sell fucking 700,000 more pay-per-views than the next best guy, right? And in addition to that, you look at how Ali's positioning Luque. Dude, like, Luque is in the conversation now as potentially getting the title shot before Leon Edwards, which is not going to happen either. Everybody, I mean, come on. That's Ali doing a great job for Luque, but that wouldn't be a good job for Kamaru, which is always going to be, whoever is the champion, that's going to be his number one client, number one priority. And if if they pull off getting Nick Diaz after Nick Diaz beats well, assuming, I mean, I like Diaz, my boy. So, well, I mean, he's not my boy. He's Caesar's boy. Caesar's my boy. But like, man, if he comes back after 5 or 6 years and beats Lawler and then gets an immediate title shot, oh my God. Do you understand how many pay-per-views that'll do? You guys understand how many pay-per-views that will do? And here's the other thing. Someone else said in the comments that they heard that Nate Diaz and Dustin were going to fight. That's what they heard. And I was like, huh. Geez, can't think of anybody who called that. Who could have called that one? I don't know. It's almost as if I thought about common sense. You know? Now, he might not do that. I laid out exactly what he should do 2 days ago. Fight Charles, win the belt, relinquish it, fight Conor, blood feud, hype the blood feud, like enormous. But in the event that he hasn't seen that, or he's already in negotiations to fight Nate, I called that too, you know? All I did is I said, the Conor fight will be his #1 priority, you know? That's what I said. So I have no idea if there's any validity to him about to sign with Nate, but I will tell you this. If Nick Diaz wins against Lawler and gets a title shot against Kamaru, that will be so bananas. It'll be such a huge win for Kamaru. It'll be such a huge win for Ali. It'll be a huge win for the UFC because that'll be so exciting, you know? I love the things when everyone wins. I love it, dude. There doesn't need to be a loser. Everyone can win. And listen, Leon Edwards, please, hit me up, dude. Like, if anything I've ever said on this channel has insulted you, I take it back. Hit me up, dude. I'm being totally serious, man. I can get you a title shot, okay? Better than you can get it yourself with your current strategy. I can help you, okay? I mean, I can imagine that this probably sounds totally absurd, but if you let me work you outside the octagon like a puppet, right? Like I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what's going on social media. Here's what you're going to say. Here's the situation we're going to set up. And then we're going to leak that, okay? We need one of your buddies to volunteer to do that. Like, I'm telling you, I can do this for you. Like, and this is what you actually need. You might have to fight Masvidal, but that's not what you really need to do. You need hype, dude. All you have to do, look, man, do you understand how gullible? Do you understand how gullible the MMA community is? Seriously, dude. Seriously. Can you think of any two people that supposedly hate each other, that it's the most obvious thing of all time that they don't, and everyone believes it, dude? Like, you can create any, like, just think of what would, like, just pretend it's not you. Remove your anxiousness and just be like, what has worked for other fighters to get them a bunch of hype? Like, you know, what's worked? Anything you can think of? Fights outside the octagon, protecting a person who was getting attacked by a blah, blah, blah. And how do they validate that these things actually happen? What's the validation process? Oh, a video that made it on social media? Yeah, I know. Really stringent validation. There's no way you could set up a thing like that and make it look however you want. Like, who could do that? I mean, seriously. I'm telling you, this is how gullible people are, dude. I could literally become a person's manager, right? Yours, as an example, Leon Edwards. And I could go, look, guys, here's exactly what I'm going to do with Leon Edwards. I'm going to start setting up situations where he gets in fights outside the octagon. In reality, they're going to be people that are volunteering for this, or we paid, whatever. But like, ultimately, these are not going to be real situations, right? I'm going to paint Leon as a crusading hero that smashes potential muggers, right? I also might have him get into a screaming match with someone in the blah, blah. And literally, nonetheless, 6 months later, we do the exact thing that I said that we were going to do, and people will still believe it. Even though I said it, I'll just come out and be like, listen, you guys, I know that I said that we were going to do that. Like, listen, I'm telling you, I understand that I said that. That is not what happened right there. I'm serious. Like, for real. That was real. I know it sounds crazy. It's like we manifested it because I said it into the camera. I said that was going to happen. But I'm telling you that it actually happened, okay? Like, this actually happened. It's crazy that he was able to act so fast. That kid would have died otherwise, man. Like, that kid would have fucking died if Leon wasn't there, you know? Thank God he was there, man. I mean, seriously. Like, and the thing that's so crazy, we were even thinking about setting something like that up. Like, we actually had discussed setting a situation like that up. And then it actually happened in real life. That little girl is alive because of Leon Edwards, you know? It's crazy. He's not a big talker, but I'm telling you, he's obviously a hero. So I think the next fight should be, you know, hero time. Probably come up with a better title. But that would still work, okay? Fucking 80% of people would still believe it, okay? So anyway, yeah, Leon, hit me up. I can help, dude. I can help. Anyway, actually, anyone hit me up, dude. Like, if I'm serious, like, anyway, I love you guys.